presentation, we are going to be interviewing Ralph B. Jackson. Could you state your full name and rank?
Ralph B. Jackson.
Yeah.
I was in the Air Corps. I was a navigator.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I had a dual rating. I had a bombardier rating and a navigator rating, but I flew as a navigator.
And what war were you involved in?
That was World War II. I was with the 67th Squadron of the 44th Bomb Group, and we were stationed near the village of Shipton in England, and that's about 30 miles or so from Norwich, which was the main city in that part of England.
What year were you in it?
I enlisted 2 weeks after Pearl Harbor. I was working at the time, and the day after Pearl Harbor, I gave them 2 weeks' notice, and at the end of the second week, I enlisted in the Air Corps.
How did they train you?
Well, what I did, I enlisted, as I say, at the end of December. Beginning of January, I was on my way to Fort Dix, which was just basic, and they give you aptitude tests. Based on the aptitude test, they sent you to the proper schools that you were qualified for. I ended up at Lowry Field in Denver, Colorado, in a program called Power Turret Maintenance. Power turrets are these turrets on big bombers. I finished the course, was made an instructor. Meanwhile, when I enlisted, I told them I wanted to get into the aviation cadet program. And they told me then that there'd be a 3-month delay, and did I want to wait? But since I had already left my job, I said I'll join the Air Corps in the meanwhile, which could have been disastrous, because once you signed the papers, they could do anything they wanted with you. But I took that chance. Anyway, I was instructing power turret maintenance course in Colorado, and a notice came. The captain asked me whether I was still interested in the cadet program. I said yes, and he thought I was crazy to give up a job such as instructing in a beautiful place such as Denver. Denver at that time was the nicest city I had ever seen. But I gave it up, went through the program, and ended up going to volunteer school. And the funny thing is, when I finished the school, the major told me that he recommended me to be an instructor. And I, like an idiot, said, no, I want to go to combat. So he compromised. He said, I'll send you to navigation school. Meanwhile, what was happening then, they were developing these big bombers, the B-29, and they wanted people with dual ratings. So you fly across the Pacific. If anything happened to the navigator, they wanted to have a backup. So fortunately, I never went to B-29. But I ended up with 2 pairs of wings, navigator wings and bombardier wings.
And in the war, how did you get overseas?
We flew.
Oh, okay.
I flew over in a B-17.
Were you involved in any gratuitous combat situations? Yeah.
Yeah, I was involved. Like I said, it was a bomber. I was in the B-24. I don't know whether they permit you with a B-24. There were more B-24s built than any other 4-engine bomber during the war. It was the workhorse. The B-17, the Flying Fortress, was the glamour bomber. And they got all the publicity. They made a movie about it, The Memphis Belle. And we did all the work. We could fly far, faster, higher, and further than the 17. So all the long-range missions were strictly B-24s.
And how did this affect your life and your family?
Well, I think the war was a turning point in my life. Because I don't know what would have happened if I hadn't gone there. I don't know whether I'd still be working at the same place. But it gave me a chance to finish my education.
Thank you for...
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's a pleasure meeting both of you. And this brings back such unbelievable memories.
Some comfort.